Hey, it's Nathan with OptionsForL.com. In this video, I'm going over my weekly options trading results for week ending 30 January 2026. I'm going to take a look at the positions that I closed this week, the positions that I opened this week. We'll take a look at my open positions and what I might need to pay attention to in the next couple weeks ahead. And then finally, I'll close out with AI taking a look at my open positions and giving me its recommendations for what it would do with my options trading portfolio. Now I'm going to be looking at my options in our options tracking dashboard. You can find it at tool.optionsforl.com or link in the description down below. But I do want to address that this is a real trading account. Like, I'm not using fake numbers or just uploading results. This is my actual Robinhood account that is connected to my Options4L profile, and you can see there's my account value, all my open positions, and everything like that. So I just wanted to point out real quick that these are live actual positions and in my account. Also, I have a link in the description down below where you can look at my portfolio, so you can see my open positions, my closed positions, my transactions, analysis, which includes role analysis, stock holdings, covered calls, assignment and exercise analysis as well. So if I go through anything too quickly in this video and you want to come look at my portfolio, and it's everything that is in my portfolio is here, and you can click into the positions and analyze them. You can look at my roll chain history and everything else as well. So if you want to take a deeper dive into my portfolio, link in the description down below. It doesn't have the live pricing or the Greeks in it. That's part of our paid plan, but you can see everything else, all my positions and everything like that. So check it out if you're interested. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. Here I am on the dashboard, and we just want to look at this past week. So I'll go ahead and look at the last 7 days and take a look at our results. So this is my total P&L live for the last 7 days, $1,317.72. I realized $1,310.72. I have one position still open that I opened this week. My win rate was 100% this week, so I had 3 wins and 0 losses. And there's my overall cash balance, not my cash balance for this week. We can see the daily P&L where I closed out a position on Thursday, and then I had 2 close out on Friday. And then we can do a comparison of my profile or my trading results for this week compared to key benchmarks, and this is a newer feature. So for this week, I had a return of 24.62%, and basically that's the capital deployed compared to the amount I realized, which gives me the 24.62%. So pretty good week for options trading. Now my portfolio, on the other hand, it is very Bitcoin heavy. I have IBIT ETF and MSTR, and that is crashing quite hard and crashing hard today. Bitcoin is not looking good, so I do not expect next week to be very good, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, I beat the S&P 500, I beat Bitcoin, and I beat gold, but my portfolio overall is not looking as good. However, I did get to keep my covered call credit, so that's a win, I guess. All right, so let's look at the positions that I closed this week. And the first one we have right here, I also opened this week, so I opened it and closed it. So we can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's open it real quick. So we can see that I entered it on the 26th, so that was Monday, and I exited it on Friday here. And it was a covered call position. I had a credit of $209. You can see that as for 10 contracts at 21 cents, $52 strike price. And IBIT crashed hard this week, so yeah, I got to keep that particular credit. Moving on, MSTR. So this is my MSTR position. I entered it on January 16th and I exited this Friday. My total credit on this trade was $630.95. This is part of a poor man's covered call position that I have. So this is a poor man covered call that I was selling against my MSTR long call option. And coming on down here, you can see that I did roll this particular position. So we can see right here, I opened it on January 16th. $168 strike price. MSTR did pretty good that week, so I round up rolling this position out and up, and I rolled it out 2 weeks, so I had 2 extra weeks. Plus I rolled it up $12 to $180 from $168. I did realize a loss of $377.09 when I rolled, but I did still roll for a credit right here. And this is the credit that I realized this week, the $630.95. But overall, my chain total P&L was $253.86. Next week, I'll be looking to get into another covered call position against my MSTR position. So we'll see if I open that up. And the other position I closed this week was a SPY iron Condor. So every week I've been opening up a SPY iron Condor with a DTE of 40 to 45 days, and the deltas are around 20 with a strike spread of $5, with the goal of making $400 to $500 a week. So every week I'm opening a new one up and another one is coming into that expiration window where I might close it early or I might wait and let it expire. We can see right here that I closed this one early because I only realized 97.4% of my return, and my net P&L was $470.20, so right there in the middle of my goal of $400 to $500 a week. And you can see that I was trading 3 contracts on this Iron Condor, and these were my positions right here. So I had my short call at 705 and my short put at 657, and SPY is like at 690 right now, so I was like right in the middle. And so I just closed it early just to get it locked in and realize my profit. I didn't think it was worth waiting another day and a half for 2.5%. So I just wanted to close it and lock in my position, especially since my other portion of my portfolio had a pretty rough week. And for the positions that I opened, so I opened another SPY Iron Condor right here. You can see my net P&L, the credit I received up front was $518.50. So far, I've had a 1.4% return. And I have unrealized profit and loss of $7. So we're in the green or in the black on this particular position, but I have $511.50 that I can still make out of this position. It does expire on March 6th, so I have 33 days until expiration on this position. So hopefully it stays between my short positions. So I have a 715 call position and a 663 short put position, so hopefully it stays between there, and I'll be able to realize most, if not all, of this credit right here that I've received already. So that's one of the positions that I opened this week, and then I already talked about this IBIT covered call position that I opened this week and also closed. So that's the positions that I opened and closed this week. I do plan on opening some more covered calls against IBIT this week, one against MSTR, and then another SPY Iron Condor. Now I might change my SPY Iron Condor strategy because I ran a whole bunch of back tests on SPY Iron Condors. I have a video coming out on those results soon, but it made me rethink how I'm handling these SPY Iron Condors, and I think I'm going to make some changes to that particular strategy. All right, so let's move over to my open positions and take a look at what I need to pay attention to in the week or two coming up. All right, so I have an IBIT covered call. It's expiring this Friday. Right now, it is looking quite good. I have unrealized P&L of $3,020. My net P&L is $3,096. So let's open that position up real quick. And basically, I'm sitting at a 97.5% return. I got another $76 I could squeeze out of this trade if it winds up expiring worthless. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, Bitcoin is crashing this weekend, so I might be able to just let this expire and at least make 76 more bucks on this trade. As you can see, my short call position has a $55 strike price, expiration of this Friday. It's for 19 contracts at $1.63, and it is part of a roll chain, so I did have to roll this position. So you can see my initial position right here. I opened it on January 12th with an expiration January 16th. It was a $53 strike price, 19 contracts, but that week, Bitcoin and IBIT was having a good week, and I wound up having to roll out and up. So I realized a loss on that particular position, but I rolled out like 3 weeks or so and up an extra $2 on the strike price, but all 19 contracts. I did do it for a credit. And so overall, my roll chain is at $1,232.60. Again, I might be able to squeeze out another $76 on this position. So, this position should wind up being profitable, and I should be able to keep my credit. So I'm just going to let that one play because the current price at IBIT is $47.49. And again, my strike price is $55. So got a ways to go. It should expire worthless, and I should be able to keep everything. I have another SPY Iron Condor expiring on Friday. Right now, I am at $418.24, so I'm within that goal of $400 to $500 a week, so I might close this one out early. We'll see how SPY and the market opens up this week. You can see that I'm at an 88.3% return on this particular trade. I can squeeze out another $55.50, just so long as my positions expire worthless. Let's take a look at my strikes. So my short position call, 710 strike. My short position on my put is $660, and the price of SPY right now is $691.97. So I'm like right in the middle, so we'll see how the market opens and gauge it from there. I'll probably let it ride for a couple more days unless something crazy is happening, as I'm already within my goal of $400 to $500, and maybe I shouldn't be greedy. So we'll see how that goes. We'll wait till Monday or Tuesday. And right now I don't have anything for the following week, but 2 weeks after that I have another SPY iron Condor. It's currently sitting at 43.4% return, or $200 unrealized profit and loss, so I need to squeeze out another $200 and some before I feel like closing this particular position out. You see that I got $261 that I could squeeze out if everything expires worthless. I'm going to go ahead and do some analysis on this particular position to see where we think we might end up on February 20th, 2026. We can see that my short call position is at 715 strike. My short put position is at 660 strike price. So I'm going to go ahead and chart this out. And so what we're doing right here is a free tool at chart.optionsforl.com. And what you do is you select your target date for when you want this price prediction by. So in this case, I'm doing February 20th, 20 days out. You enter your stock ticker symbol, you click on generate. It generates a chart with all the different indicators, like we got our Bollinger Bands, our EMAs, we got volume, RSI, MACD, etc. And what it does is we click on Analyze Chart, and it sends it to AI. We're using Claude Sonnet 4.5 for our analysis, and it's analyzing the chart, and it's going to give us its prediction or estimate of where it thinks the price is going to be on our selected target date. So we'll see what AI thinks SPY is going to be at in 20 days from now. Alrighty, so the almighty AI has finished its analysis, and it thinks that the price of SPY is going to be $702.50 at 20 days from now, so it's got a bullish outlook. Again, my strike prices were between 715 and 660, so 702 would be perfect for me. And as you can see, the AI goes through all the different technical indicators and the divergences and trends and chart patterns and potential scenarios and then overall bias. So it goes through and explains why it came to this particular price prediction. And I'm hoping it's right, because that would be perfect for my particular trade that I have on. Now I also want to take a look at this on Option Strat. So let's click over here, and this is a new connection that we just created. And basically what it does is it takes your position, and so you can see my long put position, my short put, my short call, and my long call position, and it graphs out my projected profit and loss. Now I'm not going to go into a full tutorial on how to use Option Strat in this video, but we can use this to kind of map out my projected results. So in this case, if the price of SPY stays between the 692 and 690 mark by February 12th to February 13th, I would be right in my goal of $400 to $500. However, the price of SPY moves up to like the $702, just like our AI analysis told us. It would take a little bit longer. It'd take us to about the 16th of February in order to be between the $400 to $500 profit range. And you can see where I'd be at maximum profit of $462 as well. So a nice graphical representation of our position. And I'll have more videos on Option Strat later on, but I just wanted to show you we added that and wanted to take a look at that particular feature. You can just click on the blue icon here, and it'll take you over there where it'll automatically map to your position, and you can take a look at it. All right, so moving on, I have another iron Condor, another iron Condor, another iron Condor. All right, and now this is where I get to the painful portion of my portfolio. So I have 3 cash secured puts against IBIT. The expirations are kind of far out, so I got 20 March and then 15 May for 2 of them. But you can see my roll chains are very negative right now. Negative 4,700, negative 7,000, negative $5,500. Like, these positions I am really struggling with, and with Bitcoin dropping this weekend, these positions are going to look way worse next week unless something bounces tonight or tomorrow. And you can see my strike price. I got $53 put right there. Again, IBIT is $47.49, so far off there. $58 put right here, so this one is really ugly looking. $54 put right there. And yeah, they're quite brutal. I probably rolled too much, and maybe I'm learning a valuable lesson right here. I'm permanently bullish on Bitcoin, which might be a fault, but time will tell. I'm not planning to do anything with these positions this week. I'm just going to let them ride, and hopefully things start to turn around. I have a covered call on SPY that has also been rolled and is not looking very good either. So hopefully I can, fix that position. Basically, I'm getting a master's level training on rolling, on when to roll, when to just realize my loss, and so on. So hopefully I can eventually come up with some educational content on rolling, on when to roll and when not to roll, or at least share my experiences. Ultimately, at least though, what I like about this particular tool is that I can see, exactly what is going on with this position. So I rolled it, 3 times, and I can take a look at all my rolls. I realize a loss, realize a loss, realize a loss. I have an unrealized loss right here, but I can start to see how my losses are compounding, and I'm basically digging myself into a deeper and deeper hole. And so it's just something that I am learning, I'm aware of, and I might need to make some adjustments going forward. Here are my long positions. So I have 3 long call positions on IBIT. I got this one and this one and this one, and I have a long call position on MSTR as well. And I'm selling covered calls against these long positions. But as you can see, 2 of them don't expire till January 27, so I got like a full year. And then I got 2 expiring June of 27, so I got like a year and a half for those. So hopefully by then, Bitcoin and IBIT, turn around, and MSTR turns around too. So those are all my open positions. Now let's go ahead and have AI take a look at my open positions and make any sort of recommendations. So I'm going to have it run its analysis, and I'll show you what it comes up with in just a second here. Analysis has completed, and we're not going to spend a lot of time here. I just want to hit on some of the highlights. So this is my portfolio analysis for my open positions, immediate action items, critical expiring in 5 days on February 6th. My SPY on Condor wants me to close it today, and it's Saturday, so I can't close it today, but Monday. I could go ahead and close it and realize my $418.24 profit, and it tells me why I should do that. I have my IBIT covered call, decision needed, current P&L is at $3,000 profit. And this is the position that I rolled, so it's not actually that much profit because I did pay a debit in order to roll, but I think it's still around $1,300 profit that I could go ahead and lock it and realize. Things I should watch is the SPY price levels, and it basically gives me my upside and downside range. IBIT critical levels, which was a major concern, which yes, I agree with all my cash secured puts that are deep in the money or deep underwater, and that they're looking bad. I'm facing assignment risk and so on. I have roll chain red flags, which we already talked about. And then it gives me my position to position recommendations. So what to do, what to close, and what its recommendations are, like holding, which is what I agree with all the SPY on Condors. And then we get to the IBIT cash secured puts. And it's saying that if I believe IBIT can recover to 52 by May, hold and accept assignment risk, or close for a loss now and stop the bleeding. Do not roll again. This chain has lost $7,000 already. So I think I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to agree with the AI that, I'm just going deeper and deeper into that hole. Unless Bitcoin bounces nice, and then I'll be okay. But I don't think that's really a viable, trading strategy. So I need to take a deep look inside of myself and figure out what I'm trying to do here. And my $54 cash secured put, it has the same recommendation as above. My $53 cash secured put, and its recommendation is to close it now. This one is slightly profitable at this point in time. Of course, my roll chain is down, but at least my position is profitable. And then it goes through the IBIT long calls or leap positions, and it's recommending I hold them. I got a long time still. Same concept with my MSTR long call. My SPY covered call, it's recommending that I close it now for a loss. And its preferred is to take the loss, free up the shares. This chain has cost you $2,772. Now, if the market drops on Monday, maybe that's when I could go ahead and close out this position. Maybe Bitcoin this weekend is being an indicator of the week ahead. My portfolio risk summary, and it goes over the overall exposure, key risks. We have Theta Decay analysis. We have my priority action list this week. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all this stuff in this video because we don't need to be here any longer. We have a summary right here. And so basically what I like doing is I go through my portfolio just like we did through this video, and I make my own decisions and thoughts about my portfolio and what I'm going to do in the week or weeks ahead. And then I run AI through my portfolio and I see what it says. And maybe it points out something that I missed, or maybe it helps, me confirm what I was thinking already. And I like just having a second set of eyes on my portfolio, and that's what I'm using the AI for. Of course, like, it's AI and it'll make mistakes, just like people will make mistakes, so it's not perfect, but it is something else to give your portfolio a look through and help you come up with any sort of actionable recommendations. And again, if you want to check out my portfolio, link in the description down below. It'll bring you to this page right here, and you can click through my different positions. So if I went too fast or anything like that, you could go in here, check out my positions. It won't show you the Greeks or the live pricing information. That's part of the paid plan, but I'll show you my positions. You could go ahead and link over to the chart mapping tool, or also you could link over to option strat as well and take a look at the position. So link in the description down below, and you can see my open positions, my closed positions, my transactions, my analysis, stock holdings, covered calls, assignment, exercise, role analysis, and so on. So you can take a look at my entire portfolio basically. So if you're interested in seeing and learning more, link in the description down below. And of course, if you're interested in checking out this tool, you can go to optionsforall.com or tool.optionsforall.com, or link in the description down below. That's it. Hope you found this video interesting, and I hope you have a great rest of the day and a great week.